Welcome. Hi, I am Kat Eggers, and this is Relaxing Prana Yoga. This week, we are focusing on Satya, which means truth. And this is one of the yamas, things we're trying to take energy out of. So we're trying to take energy out of deceiving ourselves, about ourselves, taking energy out of deceiving others, which means putting energy into being honest, being authentic, and being willing to receive feedback that is honest and to give feedback that is honest. So, this is a great and can also be a little bit of an uncomfortable practice. If you're like me, it's a little uncomfortable to be in a position where maybe what you're saying, if it's honest, is going to create a few bumps in the road. So we can use some of our other practices like our breathing, just simply staying in the present moment to stay with that challenge, because ultimately it improves the quality of our relationships with each other, and it improves the quality of our relationship to ourselves. Another thing I want to talk about, since this practice is a little different, is connective tissue, and how moving the connective tissue or just moving the body in general is moving and massaging the connective tissue, and that's a kind of circulation. We usually think of circulation as our circulatory system, so the arteries, the veins, the capillaries, and then the lymph system. So there are these vessels that carry blood and nutrients to the body. But the circulatory system can really only get nutrients and oxygen so far. And the way that the nutrients and the oxygen that the blood is carrying gets into all the cells and all the organs and all the tissues is through our connective tissue, through what's called the interstitial fluid. So you can think of yourself as a giant bag of water, and there's just a lot of stuff in the water. So every time we move, we're moving that water around. And we're flushing in all the good stuff, all the nutrients out of the circulatory system and delivering it to the cells. And we're also flushing out toxins and byproducts, natural byproducts of metabolism. So, moving you can think of as an extension of your circulatory system. And then you can think of it as also a way that you're detoxifying and also nourishing your body. And it's really simple. Any kind of simple, gentle movement can do this. So I invite you to also think about that tonight as you're in your practice. We're going to begin on our backs, then we'll move up onto our hands and knees, eventually making our way up to standing, where we'll do a short standing meditation, which is a type of meditation from Qigong, and then we'll head back down onto our backs for a relaxing guided meditation. So let's begin. As you arrive on your back, make any little adjustments so you feel your bones resting comfortably on the floor. The legs might be extended, or the knees might be bent with the soles of the feet on the floor. Let your awareness go inside by either closing the eyes or softening the gaze. And as you turn your awareness inside, feel yourself step across an invisible threshold, leaving behind whatever you were doing before, stepping into your practice. Begin by feeling whatever is present in the body. See if you can feel without judgment, without criticism. Then turn your attention to your resting breath. Notice that you're breathing And notice how the breath inhabits the body by zooming in on the small movements the breath makes. Then begin to lengthen the breath as you inhale through the nose, expand the belly, up through the ribs and into the chest. Exhale through the nose, empty out from the top to the bottom, letting go slowly of the breath. And inhale through the nose and fill up from the bottom to the top. Expand in all directions. Exhale through the nose and slowly let go. Go at your own pace. Dirga Pranayama, the 3-part breath. And see if you can make your exhale at least a little bit longer than your inhale. As you breathe with a little more fullness, with a little bigger movements, zoom in on those movements. Notice how this bigger breath is inhabiting the body. Feel how this movement is expanding and contracting your tissues. And even this very subtle movement is massaging, circulating the interstitial fluid through the connective tissue. Gently allow your breath to return to rest. Then draw your knees into your chest. Rest one hand on each knee and begin to circle the knees away from each other and then back together. Away from each other, back together. Opening the hip sockets. Go both ways. And come back to center, knees at the chest. Bring your arms onto the floor at a T with the palms face up. Then extend the legs straight up as you press your low back into the floor. Exhale to return the knees to the chest. Inhale, extend the legs up, press the low back down. Exhale, knees to the chest. Go at your own pace. Literally pumping the blood back from the feet to the heart by extending and then releasing the knees. We're also gently strengthening our core. We'll meet together with the knees into the chest. Take a slow breath in through the nose. Exhale and drop the knees over to the right. Hover above the floor halfway, if that feels okay on your low back. If it doesn't, then back off of the twist until you stop feeling pain. Then inhale, knees come all the way back up. Exhale, knees drop halfway over to the left. Hover above the floor. Continue rocking the knees side to side, keeping the knees close to the chest. Massaging with our movement the vital organs in the abdominal cavity. We're loosening the low back. We're also strengthening the corset muscle, also called the transverse abdominis. Do an equal amount on each side. Then come back to center. Let the feet come down to the floor. Walk your heels underneath your knees. You can swing your arms down along your sides. Now press your right heel straight down into the floor. Relax your low back, relax your shoulders and your chest, your neck and your head. So you're just pressing the right heel down. Then gently release. Now press the left heel straight down. See if you can relax the low back, relax the belly, the shoulders, the neck, and the head. Then relax everything. Then root the right heel down. Just rooting the heel down, letting the rest of the body relax. And then let go. And go side to side. Rooting each heel down and then releasing. And as you press the heel down, you might feel a subtle wave move up the body, a little tiny movement. Rise from the heel up to the top of the head. Do an equal amount on each side. Then come back to rest, back to stillness. Now bring your arms right beside you. Spread your palms across the floor. Feel your shoulders anchoring down. Then press both heels into the floor. The hips won't necessarily lift. Could be that you're just pressing. Let your low back relax. Let the shoulders relax. Let the belly relax. And if you want, you could actually lift your hips a little bit off the floor, but keep relaxing your low back down. Keep relaxing the belly. Lengthen the back of the neck. And then relax. Let everything go. Come back onto your mat. Now walk your feet forward so there's a soft bend in the knees. Knees are still bent and the feet are on the floor. Turn your palms up as you swing your arms a little more away from the body. Then imagine that there is a string tied between your right shoulder and your left hip. Now begin to shorten the string on your front body as you draw the right shoulder and the left hip towards each other. So the right shoulder lifts and the left hip lifts. And you're contracting your front body to do that. Then gently put the shoulder and the hip back down. Go slow. Relax all the way. Then imagine there's a string tied between your left shoulder and your right hip, and that string begins to shorten, drawing the left shoulder and the right hip towards each other along the front body. And then relax, slowly letting go. Resisting gravity a little bit to come back to rest. Now do that 2 more times each way. Right shoulder and left hip go towards each other, connecting through the center of your body. And then relax. And the right hip and the left shoulder get closer together, connecting through the center of the body. And relax. When you've done 2 more each way, come back to rest completely and notice any change in what you feel in your body. Now we'll do the same thing, but we'll be connecting through the back body. So imagine that string is now tied from the right shoulder to the left hip, but on the back body, and that string begins to shorten as you tuck the right shoulder underneath you and tip your left hip down and out to the side. Then begin to slowly relax. So it's kind of like a back bend, only it's lopsided. Come back all the way to the beginning, back to stillness. Then move to the other side. Imagine a string is tied to the left shoulder and the right hip. And that string shortens along the back body, tucking the left shoulder underneath you, the right hip down and out to the side. And then slowly relax. Do 2 more each way, going at any speed. See if you can move a little slower than your habit is. Moving as smooth as you can. When you've done 2 more each way, come all the way back to rest and simply notice. What do you feel? Now draw your knees into your chest and roll over onto one side. Press yourself to seated and see if you can let your head be the last thing that comes up. Then make your way to a seated position. If you are seated cross-legged without a cushion and you feel like someone's trying to pull you back into a crouch, sit on the edge of a blanket or a pillow. That will help your spine to stack better, your low back to relax. Then once you arrive, tune into your sitting bones, rooting down into the earth. As you inhale, press the top of your head up to lengthen the spine. Exhale to relax the shoulder blades down the back. Now tune into your hips and your pelvis. You might even bring your hands to the top of the pelvis where there are these little bones called the asis bones. Begin to tip the pelvis forward and let that tipping movement grow up the spine into the shoulders. Let the heart open, the gaze lift. Then tip the pelvis backward and let that tipping motion draw the rest of the spine along with it. Let the spine round, let the chin tuck. You can release your hands onto your knees. Tilt the pelvis forward and let that tilting grow up through the rest of the spine like a snake. Opening the heart, lifting the gaze, then tilt the pelvis back and let that tilting round the rest of the spine. Drop the head. Continue at your own pace, letting the movement initiate from the base of the spine. As if the base of the spine were the top of a whip, and the bottom of the whip is the top of your head. Do one more each way. Then come back to center. Lift your hands right up to about shoulder height. Turn the palms forward. And begin to make fists and then extend the fingers, going back and forth, opening up all the joints in the hands. This is a great exercise for preventing arthritis in the joints in the hands. Now come back to stillness with your hands extended, fingers spreading apart. And then begin to push your hands to the side as if there was a wall on each side of you and you're pressing your palms into that wall all the way until your arms straighten completely. Let the shoulder blades keep relaxing down the back. Keep spreading the fingers wide. Now rotate your palms back, back, back as far as they will go. As you inhale, sweep your arms up and over and bring the palms together overhead. Exhale, draw your palms down across your third eye to your heart center. Then press your palms down to bring the forearms on a line with each other. Keep spreading the fingers, pressing the palms into each other. One more breath. Exhale, release the hands to the sides. Now inhale the arms up to shoulder height. You can let the hands be relaxed. As you exhale, turn to the left. Bring your right forearm onto your belly, your left forearm onto your back, your low back. Gaze over at the left shoulder. Now come back to right where you were and slide your forearms across your front and back body, giving it a little massage. Arms come back out to shoulder height as you face forward. Then twist over to the right. Forearms hug front and back body. Gaze goes toward the right shoulder. Then slide your forearms across your front and back body as you turn forward and bring your arms up to shoulder height. Now go back and forth, side to side at your own pace, giving ourselves a little prana massage at the same time that we're getting a nice squeeze and release with our twist. You might let the breath stay relaxed, or you could inhale to center and exhale into the twist. Do an equal amount on each side. Relax your arms to your sides. Make your way onto your hands and knees. If you're on a hard floor, I recommend a blanket under the knees to cushion the kneecaps. Bring the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. If you have sensitive wrists, you could make fists. Now begin to shake your body out. Just simply shake wherever it feels good to shake. Maybe start with wagging the tail and then shake the shoulders, shake the head. Let the neck completely release. Do the boogie. Let your spine do whatever feels good. Tap the tops of your feet on your mat. Shake out the ankles and the feet. And then gently come back to table, back to stillness. Bring your right foot in between your hands. Use blocks or a chair if you would like. And then bring your left foot forward beside the right one. Come to forward fold, Uttanasana. Let the upper body hang supported by the legs. You can release the low back by bending the knees if that feels a little better, or you can straighten the knees all the way. Bring the feet hip width apart. That's 2 fists right next to each other. Then bend the knees, straighten the spine. Use the legs, press to standing. Reach the arms up and overhead as you arrive. Exhale, arms release. Now step to the back of your mat and bring your feet hip width apart. Let the knees be soft. This is a little different than mountain pose. Let the knees be soft and imagine that you have a heavy dragon tail, and it's the simple act of gravity that's dropping your tail down. So the low back relaxes. Press the top of your head up to lengthen your spine. Then bring all of your weight into your right foot and extend the left heel out in front of you just until the heel hits the floor. Then rock forward. Bend the left knee, bring it over the ankle, and straighten the back knee. Now begin to glide back and forth, bending the back knee, straightening the front one, and then bending the front one, straightening the back one. And see if you can do that without pushing up and then sinking down, so that as you bend one knee, the other one begins to straighten, and vice versa, as if you were gliding on rails, forward and backward. If you need to turn your right toes out, you can do that. Might feel a little more comfortable for some of you. Once you've found a comfortable glide, begin to include the arms. As you shift forward, sweep your arms up to shoulder height. Wrists and elbows and fingers are soft. And then as you shift back, let the arms come down to your sides. As you shift forward, arms sweep up to shoulder height. As you glide back, arms return to your sides. Go at your own pace. You could breathe in as you go forward and breathe out as you go back, or you could let the breath stay at rest. See if you can relax the arms even though you're moving them. And imagine that there's energy, and there actually is energy going through your arms. Imagine it going out through your fingers. The more you relax, the more that energy flows. We're not forcing the movement. We'll meet together with the front knee bent, the back knee straight, arms at shoulder height. If you want, you can keep reaching the arms overhead. Turn the palms to face each other for a miniature warrior one. If that's a little hard on your shoulders, you might bring your palms together at your heart center and let the shoulders relax. So just an option. One isn't better than the other. Send a little extra pressure down into that right heel. Lift the top of the head. Relax the low back. Release your arms to your sides. Shift your weight all the way into the front foot and step the back foot forward. Feet come beside each other. Knees are soft. Close the eyes or soften the gaze. Turn your awareness inward and notice, does one side of your body feel more long and lifted than the other side? If your eyes are closed, open them again. Bring your feet hip width apart. Soft knees, tail drops down. Low back relaxes, top of the head lifts up. Then bring all of your weight into the left foot. Extend the other heel and then shift your weight forward. Front knee bends, back knee straightens. Then find your glide. Shifting back and forward. Keeping your hips and your shoulders on the same level. You might notice you want to turn the back toes out a little bit, or you could keep the feet parallel. Once you've found a nice glide and you feel comfortable, add in the arms. As you shift forward, sweep your arms up to shoulder height. As you shift back, let the arms soften and come back down to the sides. Go at your own pace. You might imagine your arms are silk ribbons. Think about the way a ribbon moves when the wind flows through it. There's this balance between movement and tension. Can you find that in your own body? We'll meet together with the front knee bent, back legs straight, arms at shoulder height. You might continue to lift the arms overhead and turn the palms towards each other, or you could bring the palms together at your heart center. Send just a tiny bit more pressure down through the left heel. Lift the top of the head. See if you can relax your low back. Let that dragon tail drop your tailbone down. And shift all your weight into the front foot. Bring your left foot up beside it. Come back to feet hip width apart. Relax the arms by your sides. Let the knees soften. Let your tail drop. Low back relax. Top of the head lifts. And feel to the two sides of your body feel more even. Now check to make sure your feet are hip width apart. Let your arms rest at your sides with a little space in between the arms and your body, as if you had lemons in your armpits. And as if you were holding a football in each hand. And the hand is right next to the thigh, so not in front or behind, just right next to the leg. Then close the eyes. We're moving into a standing meditation. As you inhale through the nose, fill up from the bottom to the top, expanding in all directions. 3-part breath. As you exhale, send your awareness into your hands. Inhale through the nose. Expand belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale through the nose and send your awareness into your hands. Inhale, fill up, bottom to the top. Exhale, breath goes into the hands. Continue. We'll be here for 2 more minutes. Breath flows in. Breath goes to the hands. Breath flows in. Breath flows out into the hands. Thirty more seconds. Tail dropping down, low back relaxing, top of the head lifting up. Take a breath in as you sweep your arms out to the sides with the palms face up, gathering in positive energy, healing energy. The arms go all the way overhead. Then as you exhale, turn the palms face down and let them glide toward the earth right down in front of you, as if you were scanning the body with your hands. Pressing that energy down, filling the body up with positive energy. Feel your feet growing roots down into the earth. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, gathering up positive healing energy. Exhale, palms face down, moving that energy down and through the whole body. And then rooting down into the feet. One more time. Inhale, arms sweep up, gather in goodness. Exhale, draw the energy down through the whole body. And pause, receive, simply be for a moment. And bring your feet about shoulder width apart, a little bit wider than hip distance. Bring your hands onto your hips. Begin to circle the hips. Moving gently, big circles or little circles, whatever feels good. Go both ways. Then come back to center. Step to the top of your mat. Bring your feet hip width apart. Inhale the palms together at your heart center. Exhale, hinge at the hips and bow forward. Relax the hands when you reach the bottom. Then bring your hands to blocks, a prop, or to the earth, and then come down onto your hands and knees. From table, drop your hips back to child's pose. Extend the arms overhead, bring your forehead to the mat or to a block. Take a moment to let the awareness turn inward. Then walk your hands under your shoulders. Use your core and your arms to press yourself up off of your thighs. Come all the way to seated. Swing your hips down onto the floor and your legs out in front of you. Bend your knees, bring the feet to the floor, bring your hands behind you, and slowly roll down onto your back. Bend your knees and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Let your arms rest comfortably at your sides. Palms could be up or down. Let the bend in the knees be soft. And tilt your pelvis forward, rooting your tailbone down into the floor. Lift the heart as you draw the shoulder blades together and come into a little back bend. And slowly let go and come back to rest. Move as slow as you can and as smooth as you can. Come to a full pause, completely relax for a moment without any need or urgency to rush into the next thing. Just enjoy a pause. Then tuck your tail under. Feel your low back press into the floor. Roll your shoulders off the floor as you contract your chest. And slowly and smoothly, as smooth as you can, let go and come back to rest. Take a full pause without any rush before moving back the other way, arcing the spine and then letting go. If your movement is shaky or jumpy, that's okay. Do your best to move smoothly. Rest and then round the spine as you tuck the tail under, roll the shoulders off the floor. You can keep the back of your head on the mat. And then let go at your own pace. Do that a few more times. And remember that even such a small and simple movement, we're circulating all the good stuff through the watery environment in between all the cells, in between all the organs, flushing out all the toxins. Do one more each way, going even slower. How present can you be as you let go? and come back to rest. Check in with the body. Is there any little movement, any kind of stretch or shape that would complete your movement practice tonight? When you feel complete, make your way into any comfortable rest position. That might mean that you stay right where you are with the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the floor. You could support the knees with a prop, maybe a bolster or a pillow, or you could let the knees fall in on each other and hold each other up. You could move into Shavasana by extending the legs. You could also come back into a child's pose or even a seated meditation posture. As you arrive, bring your awareness to the very top of your head. In yoga, we call this the crown chakra. In Qigong, we call it the Bai Hui point. Send a few breaths to the very top of your head. And on the next exhale, relax the whole scalp. Relax the back of your head into the earth. And feel a wave of relaxation move across the whole face. So the forehead relaxes. The eyes soften and relax. The cheeks and the jaw all relax. The neck and the throat. Let go. And bring your awareness to your heart center. Feel your heart both on the front and the back body. Send a few breaths right into the center of your heart. Feel it beating. Then on the next exhale, relax the heart and all the muscles in the chest and in the upper back. Feel the shoulder blades resting even more fully on the floor. And let that wave of relaxation flow through the arms, all the way out to the palms, the fingers, and the fingertips. And bring your awareness down to your belly. Send it a little underneath your belly button, deep in the center of your body. Send a few breaths there. On your next exhale, feel that spot relax. Feel the belly relax, the low back drop toward the earth, maybe even into the earth. Feel a wave of relaxation flow down into the legs, into the feet. Feel the soles of the feet relax all the way out to the toes. The next few minutes are for you to simply be. There is love all around you, and that same love flows within you. As you rest and receive your practice tonight, know that you are loved, you are supported, and that this love goes with you everywhere you go. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. You might take a big stretch. Draw your knees into your chest. Roll over onto one side. Feel free to take a moment in the fetal position. When you're ready, press yourself to seated and bring the palms together at heart center. Bow your head to your hands. Feel the light and the love that lives within you. And lift your head. And I invite you to join me in sounding Om to seal in our practice. Exhale everything out. Breathe in. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.